You may be getting a lot of save the dates in the mail for weddings this summer, and when those newlyweds start their new lives together, there are some places they may want to avoid, especially right here in Southern California. That's according to a new report that just named LA County the worst place in the country for newlyweds to settle down. CBS NLA's Candace Crone recently spoke with Garrett Nutgrass from Destify, a wedding destination company, about their findings.
Hi, Garrett. Thanks so much for joining us.
You're welcome. How are you?
Good, thank you. So tell us, what did this study find?
So we just found, some of the worst cities where the quality of life is really hard when it comes to gaining income, to the cost of purchasing a home, to the amount of peers that are newlyweds surrounding you.
Yeah, we definitely can understand it is very expensive to live here. Talk us through the factors that this study took into consideration.
So we took 5 main factors. That's the average household income, the cost of purchasing a house, the percentage of newlyweds in the area surrounding you, the general affordability score of the surrounding region, and then also just the dining options that are available in the area.
Right, when it comes to affordability, I was telling a friend of mine, it seems like you either have to have a roommate or a spouse, a boyfriend or girlfriend to really afford it. Is that kind of, what this study found in terms of just the affordability when it comes to actually living in California and being able to afford housing?
Sure. So it's more about when newlyweds are looking for their first home together. And we're seeing that they're going to be renting a lot more than purchasing a home these days. So it could vary on roommates depending on where they're at as newlyweds.
Now, what about the best places for newlyweds? Did any California areas near LA make the cut?
Unfortunately, all the ones are kind of high. I would say the 7th worst would be Palmdale, California. So they're all kind of low when it comes to quality of life and the income.
Speaking of Palmdale, I've actually had friends who have talked about moving to that area just because of the affordability. From what you've been able to gauge, is it becoming more popular for people to move to Lancaster, to kind of those areas, just to be able to be a homeowner?
Yes, it is. They're definitely looking away from some of the more popular major metros due to the affordability, due to school systems and where they choose to raise a child.
No, I can definitely understand some people are choosing the commute, doing that trade-off to be able to actually, be a homeowner. Well, tell us, what communities in LA County are the worst?
So we're seeing Palmdale ranked as the 7th. Norwalk, California is 6th, right behind it on the worst list. And we're also seeing Inglewood, California as the 3rd worst choice.
Wow, Inglewood, that's surprising, especially with the new stadium coming in. I know that there's been a lot of talk about wanting to sell to make money or even wanting to buy, but it sounds like that might not be such a popular idea.
Yeah, it might be true. I guess it depends on the job and your average median income that newlyweds are faced with purchasing a house in those areas.
And then finally, if you bring in children into the whole equation, that's a whole nother expense and another concern for folks.
Yes, exactly. It's just harder for the quality of life and what you're bringing home to pay for everyday life expenses. We're finding that newlyweds may have to cut some of more superfluous expenditures like new cars, new homes.
All right, Garrett Nutgrass from Destify, thank you so much for joining us.